rain in the first star series. Rain, Joy Palmer. Contents. What is rain? Water in the air, around and around, measuring and forecasting. Thunderstorms, rainbows, all about raindrops. Plants need rain. Animals and rain, around the world, living with rain. Rain on the ground, using rain, acid rain, things to do. Glossary. What is rain? Millions of tiny water droplets make up a rain cloud. These are all different sizes. Big droplets bump into smaller ones, and they join together and make even bigger droplets. When they are big and heavy enough, they fall to the earth. If the temperature is above freezing, they fall as raindrops. The larger the drops, the faster they fall. Beneath the clouds, we can feel the raindrops falling on us. Here, thousands of tiny droplets join together to make one raindrop heavy enough to fall. Here, it's raining here. Water in the air. Some rain falls into puddles on the ground. Heat from the sun dries up the puddles, leaving the ground dry. This is called evaporation. The water has turned into an invisible gas in the air called vapor. When water vapor cools down, it turns back into water droplets. This change from vapor to liquid is called condensation. Puddles soon evaporate in the heat of the sun. Here, puddle. Fog is like a cloud on the ground. Water vapor in the air condenses into droplets of water. Here, fog. Water vapor rises from a hot drink. As the water vapor cools, we see the droplets of water. Here, you can see. Around and around. Air rises when it is warmed, or in order to move over hills and mountains. Water vapor is carried by the air from the land and sea. Up into the sky, higher the air is much colder. This cold air makes the water vapor condense, forming tiny droplets. These form the clouds in the sky. Raindrops fall out of the clouds and back down to the earth. And so the water cycle goes around and around. Here, we can sometimes see rain pouring out of the clouds far away in the distance. Here, you can see, yes, rain's falling. The water cycle never stops. Rain falls to earth, turns into vapor, rises, turns into droplets, and falls to the earth again. Here, rain cycle. Rising air carries water vapor upwards. Here, upwards. High up, the air cools and the vapor condenses. Vapor condenses. Clouds of droplets form and rain falls. Rain falls. Rain wets the land and fills rivers and streams. And then cycle again. Vapor uprises, condense into droplets and fall down to the earth. And gather in the puddles, sea or streams, rivers, and then vapor up. Cycle never stop. Measuring and forecasting. Rainfall is easy to measure using a rain gauge. A gauge is made from a hollow cylinder containing a long, narrow tube. A funnel at the top collects falling rain and passes it into the tube. The amount of rain that falls is measured against a scale on the side of the gauge. Cloud shapes are good signs which help to tell us if rain is on the way. Some old country sayings also tells us about signs of rain. Each cloud shape has a name. Some of these clouds are a sign of rain is on the way. Here, the shape of cloud. Cumulus, cirrocumulus, cirrus, cumulonimbus. Some people have their own ways of forecasting the weather. A closed pine cone means rain. An open pine cone means dry weather. Meteorologists study the weather. They use a rain gauge to measure rainfall. Thunderstorms. Tall, dark cumulonimbus clouds usually bring a heavy rainstorm with thunder and lightning. Lightning is an enormous spark caused by static electricity building up in a cloud. Eventually, it is freed in a sudden flash of light. Flashes of lightning hit the surrounding air as the heated air collides with cool air. Crashes of thunder can be heard. Thunder and lightning. Lightning can flash between a cloud and the ground. It may strike buildings or trees. Glide the tree. Gliding the tree. Strike the tree. Lightning can flash from one cloud to another. One cloud to another. Beautifully. Gorgeous. Enormous. Rainbows. We usually think of sunlight as being colorless. Scientists call it white light. It is really made up of the colors red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Rainbows help us to see the colors of light. When sunlight shines through raindrops, the water splits the light and colors are bounced off the droplets. The colors of light make a beautiful arc shape in the sky. A three-sided piece of glass called a prism can split up light in the same way as raindrops. Yeah. Thick cloud blocks the sun. The rain is lighter now. Yeah, the rain is lighter now. Okay. By English. The clouds break up. Yeah, the clouds break up. When sunlight shines on the spray from the waterfall, it forms a rainbow. Here, from waterfall. Sunlight shines through the rain. The raindrops split up the colors in light and make a rainbow. All about raindrops. Most people draw raindrops to look like teardrops. If you could look at them before they fall on the ground, you would see that they are actually shaped a bit like hamburgers. As they leave their cloud, raindrops are round. They are fastened. Okay. They are fastened up by the air as they fall. Raindrops vary in size from 1 millimeter to 6 millimeters. When the air is full of drops smaller than 0.5 millimeter, we call it drizzle. Big black rain clouds are full of water droplets which join together and then fall to the ground as raindrops. Raindrops are shaped like flat-bottomed circles. They hang on leaves before falling to the ground. Waterproof clothes and umbrellas keep us dry in the air. In the rain, Yes, waterproof clothes and umbrellas. Plants need rain. Most plants use the rain after it has soaked down into the soil. Plant roots and stems contain bundles of fresh small tubes. Water can pour into and along these tubes. It then travels through the roots and stems and into the leaves. Water evaporates from the leaves of plants into the air. The larger the leaves, the more water is lost by evaporation. Cacti grow in hot, dry areas. They have tiny spines instead of leaves. These do not lose water as quickly. Plants lose water through their leaves. A rubber plant has large leaves. It grows in wet rainforests. Plants need water to live. Add water to seeds and they will begin to grow. The roots of some trees and plants are very long. They grow deep down into the soil to gather water. Yes, very long, deep down into the soil. Animals and rain, just like plants, all animals need water to keep them alive. Many wild creatures find a puddle, pond, or stream which they can drink from. Some creatures, such as fish and water insects, live there all the time. Earthworms always come to the surface on a wet day because they would down underground. If no rain falls, streams and ponds may dry up, leaving many animals to die. Ponds and streams are homes for fish and water insects, and for visitors like frogs, toads, and newts. They all depend on them. The hippopotamus lives in Africa. It spends most of its time in water here and here. Rain makes the ground damp. Snails need this to survive. Snail. Around the world, rain does not fall evenly over the earth. Deserts are the worst, driest places. In some deserts, it does not rain for years. The wettest place on earth is called Mount Wailea in Hawaii. It rains there nearly every day. Tropical rainforests have regular rainstorms. Rainforests have a lot of sunshine as well, so the air is always warm and steamy. Rainforest here. There is such little rain in a desert that not many living things will survive there. Desert here. Difficult to survive there. Here. Mount Wailea is the wettest place on earth. It lies on an island in the Pacific Ocean. Oh, thank you. I don't like living with rain. Oh, I don't like it.
Tại vì là con biết ba thích kẹo, tại vì là con thấy hàng ngày con bảo là anh cho con kẹo thì con lấy kẹo, ba bảo là lấy cho con một cái.
Sometimes I can try, but normally I don't like. All living things need water. Without rain, we would have no food or drink. Sometimes people have to live with too much rain. A very heavy storm or days of heavy rain may cause a flood. Rivers and lakes can then overflow. And maybe something in the storm or trees. Rivers and lakes can then overflow and may flood the countryside and streets, covering cars and houses. In countries where heavy rain falls regularly, houses are often built on stilts. Built on stilts. Indonesia often has very heavy rain. Many people build their homes on stilts to avoid flooding. Build house on stilts. Floods cover areas of land which would normally be dry with water. Too much water can damage buildings and crops. Flood. Rain on the ground. When rain falls, it collects in oceans, lakes, rivers, streams, and puddles. In towns, it disappears into drains at the side of the road and is carried away along underground pipes. In the countryside, Rainwater run along hills and slopes to form streams and rivers. Some rain soaks into the ground on the way. The more it rains, the faster the streams and rivers flow. Here. Rainwater runs down a sloping roof into pipes. These carry the water down to the drains. Slope into pipes.
Đúng không bác? Đã 25 à?
Yes, right. Good.
5 hay 25?
25.
Còn đây là 24.
Yes, 24.
24 là số thủ của Lộc Lam.
Yeah, rain falls on mountains and hills. Some water
Đây là Lộc
trickles
Lam.
underground.
Để con
and
tìm
some
Sở Lam của con. Để con tìm con. Không đã.
flows downhill in streams. These join together to become rivers which flow into the sea, like this. When you staying here, right? I am reading for a long time, and you go here to sit, to stay. So you shouldn't interrupt me, you know?
Wow.
That is bad behavior. Using rain. We depend on rainwater for growing crops for our food. We also use it to drink. Water that collects in specially built reservoirs is eventually supplied to our homes. Sometimes rainwater collects underground. Wells are built from which water can be taken. Rain also gives us opportunities to take part in water sports on streams, rivers, and lakes. A dam holds back water to form a reservoir. Reservoirs collect and store rainwater. In dry years, the water level may be very low. Dam. Many people enjoy sailing on reservoirs and lakes. Sailing. Yeah. We use water to wash and cook our food. You only have to turn a tap to get clean water. We all need water to stay alive. Yeah. Acid rain. Poisonous gases and particles are being sent out into the air all the time. These come from car exhausts, power stations, and factories. When these mix with water droplets in the air, the chemicals in them change. The raindrops turn into an acid liquid called acid rain. Acid rain can kill trees and plants, damage buildings, harm wildlife, and poison lakes and streams. Yeah, some things cause acid rain. Acid rain is caused by poisonous gases from cars, factories, and power stations. Yes. Acid rain is so strong that it can damage statues and buildings. Yeah. Statues being damaged by acid rain. Trees suffer very badly from acid rain, particularly on hills and mountains where rainfall is heavy. Here. Tree. suffering from accident. Things to do: cut the top of a large plastic bottle. Place the top juice upside down in the bottle to make a funnel. Use a ruler to mark centimeters on a piece of paper. Stick this to the side of the bottle and cover it with sellotape to make it waterproof. Place the gauze outside where it will catch the rain. How much rain falls on a wet day? You could mark each day's rainfall on a piece of paper and show the whole week's rainfall as a graph. Try making a rainbow using a garden hose. Choose a sunny day, stand with your back to the sun and spray a fine shower of water from the hose. A rainbow should appear in the spray. Glossary: acid rain, polluted rain which contains harmful acids. It poisons lakes and rivers and is harmful to plants, animals, people, and buildings. Condensation: the change from a gas into a liquid. Water droplets are formed when water vapor cools in the air. Evaporation: the change from a liquid into a gas. Water droplets dry up in warm air and change into vapor. Reservoir: a lake or large tank used for storing water. Water cycle: the regular pattern in which water vapor rises, cools, falls, and as rain and rises again. Water vapor: water in the form of a gas or a very fine mist. Indigo: a dark blue-purple color. Meteorologist: someone who studies, measures, and forecasts the weather. Prism: a clear, three-sided block of glass that breaks up sunlight into different colors. Okay, that's the end of the book. Okay, thank you for watching. Very knowledgeable. Thank you.